we actually want to get into our money in the bank predictions when it comes to the 4 matches that we're getting on the card. Keep in mind, guys, this is the current match card, so we maybe when we're talking about SmackDown tomorrow, another match might be added. I don't really know what that could be. I mean, I feel like just leave it as it is. Just don't throw something on there and expect it to stick, because we saw what happened with that when it came to Saturday night's main event with a particular United States Championship match that didn't necessarily need to be on that card. So, yeah, like I mentioned, let's get into our Money in the Bank predictions. We're going to be talking about the women's IC title match. They had a great match at Backlash when it came to Lyra, Valkyria, and Becky Lynch. This is going to be, I'm not going to label it as round 2. It's technically round 3, but I guess if you want to talk about the IC title picture, it's round 2. But yeah, Lyra Valkyria is putting her women's IC title on the line against Becky Lynch. And I'm going to go first, and I'm going to give my predictions, and then I'll pass it off to you guys. I'm going to say Becky Lynch because I don't know what it is, but whenever WWE does that particular thing where it's like, oh, if I lose, I can't challenge for the title again. I don't know, for some reason, it always makes me bet on that one person in particular, where it's like, oh, okay, I guess that's probably where I'm thinking at that point. But I'm going to say Becky Lynch because I feel like Lyra is going to be okay. I feel like it's probably going to be a sort of thing where she's going to chase and get the title back, because I feel like when it comes to her and Becky, they did pretty good. And Becky's initial goal when it came to this entire feud anyway was to really elevate Lyra so she's in a better position than she was before, where she definitely succeeded in that department, which is something that was needed the most when it came to her character overall, because she really needed it around the time, and it definitely helped after that match that they had at Backlash. But I also feel like a certain other woman wants a shot at Becky, and you kind of have to start building towards that eventually. I know it was rumored because I saw reports on particular matches that could be happening at Evolution, and I did see that this particular woman could possibly go up against Becky. Maybe an IC title's involved. Maybe it's just a one-on-one match without the title. Who knows? But I'm just going to play it safe here, and I'm just going to go with Becky. What about you, Whawkins?
Yeah, I'm kind of going Becky too. Similar reasons. I think the only other time we've seen someone lose a match with these kind of stipulations is the only one that comes to mind is Cody
Mm-hmm.
with the AEW World Title. And the only reason I say that, because like most of the time they have the extra caveat of, oh, as long as they're holding on to the title. But I can't recall if they've said that when it comes to like Lyra holding this IC title, whether it's like Becky can't challenge for the title as long as Lyra holds it, or if it's just Becky can't go for it at all, you know. But I mean, I'm still gonna go Becky because, like, the other caveat too is like if Becky wins, Lyra has to raise her hand at the end of the match.
Mm.
And I think if Becky does win in a cheeky fashion, in like a cheating way, at forcing Lyra to raise her hand, it could lead to, like, Lyra getting her heat back after the match. And I mean, they'll probably get another rematch at Evolution, which would be pretty good. I would just say add like an actual stipulation to that. Like, one thing that could be fun is a submission match between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but there's that, and then I think what they really need to do, and this is no knock to Lyra either, but it's kind of something they need to do with the U.S. title as well with the women, is they need something to really elevate that title, And I mean, as good as Lyra's been, she has been kind of put on the back burner in a lot of places. I mean, hell, WrestleMania, she was challenging for another title, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she was been in like constant like qualifying matches to get another title. So they could be going down the line where it's like we could be getting a Bailey Becky thing for the title too. Um, and like again, Lyra can keep chasing and all that because like she's finally gotten some sort of backbone and character since Becky's been around to challenge for the title, which has been good for Lyra. Just we need to keep capitalizing on that and keep building on that too. So maybe her dropping in and then chasing again, I wouldn't be opposed to that. So yeah, Becky.
For me,
And
I'm on the same boat with Becky being the same choice. However, I have the caveat that unless Bailey comes in and interrupts the match or does a little payback, Lyra is my black horse for this. That
Yeah.
Lyra may win for this because of Bailey interfering to get a revenge on Becky. But if it's just straight win or loss, it's gonna be Becky winning. That's straightforward. You guys already spoke about it because we already had our girl Becky lose one, and it's all about the bragging rights. So I see Becky winning, no issues contest.
Yeah, I can see that definitely being a possibility, especially if they want to play into that whole thing leading up to Evolution or whatever unfinished business her and Becky have. So that's definitely a possibility there. The next thing that we're gonna touch on is the tag match that's going to be happening at the event when it comes to John Cena and Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, which is going to be our main event of that show. I will be honest, I am not really looking forward to this as much because, I mean, what they had last Friday, I mean, I really wasn't feeling it. I didn't really like that segment itself. I mean, it just didn't really do anything for me. And I understand this is just something they're doing in the meantime, just to stall until we get into the bigger moments when it comes to later in the summer, because I definitely expect, I don't know, I just have this weird feeling I'm expecting SummerSlam to be a lot better than WrestleMania this year just because it's their first
I hope so.
2-year show. Yeah, I'm really hoping. But yeah, I'm just gonna come out and say that I feel like Cody and Jay are winning here. And I'm gonna say Logan Paul's more than likely gonna be the pin guy when it comes to the guy eating the pin in this match itself, because like I don't see John taking a pin, I don't see Jay taking a pin. They're both champions. Cody just came back. I don't really know if you really want him eating a pin right away. So either or Cody or Jay gets the pin on Logan Paul, and then we can finally move away from this and we can just, you know, focus on better things.
Yeah.
I agree with the same results, Cody and Jay, and I see Logan taking the pin, and I am on the same boat with like Drop. I don't give a flying fuck about this match. Not saying I don't like this match at all. I just don't see the point. But hey, if John Cena sees a vision of pushing Logan Paul or some story, or Logan's actually going to be staying here as an actual full timer and actually be involved and trying to be a main eventer, cool, good for you. Only time will tell. Let's see you actually do well and succeed in this role. If not, you will be kicked out and you will be shut out by the fans. We will literally boo you like we have done for Dominic and others. But Cody and Jay will win this. Logan will take the pin, and I'm not looking forward for this being the main event. I have a better match for the main event, and that's the next match that we're going to be talking about. That's the one that should be main event.
Okay. See, something funky's gonna go on during this match because there's a
But
reason.
what could it be?
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
thing, is like, what could it be?
Because it's weird. At least for me, it's weird that this is main eventing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not too weird, but you know, it is kind of weird, especially with no titles being on the line. Like the only title match we have so far on Saturday is the women's IC title. So
Yeah.
that's that. Um, see, like the obvious answer is Cody and Jay, but the only thing I think about with that is it's like, okay, yeah, you get your big baby face win and all that, but like, how do we transition out of this? Like, how do we like start building up for SummerSlam and all that? And that's where I'm going with that.
Well, we also have
but
the Night of Champions as well next, so
see,
they have to
that's
build
what I'm
that up
getting at.
next.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Is it's like, you know, we have that event, and I think there's one other event too in July.
It's a Saturday night main event of that one.
Yeah, you know, so we've already got two other events before SummerSlam, before 2-night SummerSlam. It's like, how do we carry on for the next 2 months? Because like, if Cody and Jay win right here, then Cody should automatically go for John Cena, you know.
Yeah.
But I see that's what kind of keeps me from going Cody and Jay. But it's like what Drop said too. It's like Cody can't really eat a pin here because he just got back from losing at WrestleMania. The way
And
he
Jay
did.
can, because he's about to versus Gunther on Monday.
Yes. Because well, not only just that, he's the freaking world heavyweight champion, so he can't take a pin. He shouldn't take a pinfall. But like, I could also see them having him get pinned going into Monday, giving us that doubt and all that. Like, because that's the thing. WWE, current WWE right now are more focused about the next event when they're at an event. Like they're more worried and focused about, okay, let's start setting up now for this next event coming up.
You're
So I'm
right.
like,
I'm a marketing the next event without
yeah,
being present. Like it's kind of like the phrase that, like, hey, be
hmm
present.
hmm
Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. Be present to
yeah,
what we are now. Once tomorrow comes, we deal with the next project. So yeah, you're 100% right now because they're all about building up. Like, okay, the win happens, but what's next? Like, is somebody gonna do a power driver at the end of the show, and then we have to build that up? Because right now, a lot of people was hoping to see. I don't know if you guys saw the report, but people saw John Cena and AJ Styles might not have a match, but they are scared that they will pull off a good match. Backstage press was talking about it. I'm like, so W people are scared that AJ Styles and John Cena will have a good feud? No shit. That's an obvious.
where'd you see that?
I said that a couple of days ago. I'm not sure if I posted it, but yeah. So I just thought
Anyways, I mean, I'm still gonna go Cody and Jay anyways. So
okay.
that yeah, that's what I got.
All right, so now we're going to be moving on to one of the matches that I'm looking forward to out of the night, outside of the two that I mentioned, because I feel like these ones right here is what I'm paying attention to the most. So we have the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and the participants is Rhea Ripley, Giulia, Stephanie Vaquer, Roxanne Perez, Naomi, and Alexa Bliss. Pretty stacked match when it comes to the names that I mentioned. And I'm choosing Naomi for this match, and I'll explain why, but I want to go through the other ones briefly just to explain exactly why we know what they're doing, and they don't really need it. So it comes to Rhea Ripley. I feel like her just being in this match is just star power, and you have that whole thing with her and Io where she really wants to get a win over Io. To me, at the very least, I feel like if Rhea were to win this and cash it on Io, I don't know if it would be that satisfying to me for her to finally get that win over Io. I'd rather her, if she ever does, win it in a normal match, if I having Io weakened and then she cashes in right there, because it's just been a story that's been playing out for years ever since these two started competing against one another. I just feel like it's more satisfying for her to get that win over Io naturally than a cash in. Giulia, I mean, that's self-explanatory with her. She already has things set up with Zelina Vega. She pinned her to get into this match. They teased it last SmackDown, so we already know what's going on with her. Stephanie Vaquer, that's definitely a dark horse, I could say, and I'm not entirely. I'll just label her as my dark horse here. Roxanne,
a dark horse.
Yeah, Roxanne Perez. She has stuff going on with the Judgment Day. Naomi can make things interesting. Well, actually, I'll touch on her first, so she's my choice. Alexa Bliss, she has stuff currently going on with Charlotte Flair. You got to dive into that a little bit more when it comes to that certain storyline. But Naomi can make things interesting when it comes to her, when it comes to things going along with her and Bianca. Possibly she cashes in on Tiffany. She wins the belt. Maybe her and Bianca feud over the belt. Maybe that could be a certain thing you're going to dive into eventually when it comes to both of them, because her and Jade have butt heads. Her and Bianca haven't butt heads yet, so I feel like once Bianca's fingers all set, she's ready for competition and everything, you could dive into that eventually. And also Naomi said that, you know, she's planning on having kids soon, so I feel like it doesn't hurt to give her one last run with the belt, and then she can go on and do whatever, because when it comes to a lot of these ladies in wrestling, they don't always have the time to really sit down and do certain things. Certain ones do it, but sometimes you're on the road so much you don't really have time to do the things you really want. So that's also just a part of me looking deep in where I'm like, you know what, just give it to her. She's not getting any younger. Might as well just have her have another run. I feel like she definitely deserves it. If you really want to feel more into this heel character that she's in, I'd give it to Naomi. But yeah, that's my choice right there.
I have to agree with you, Drop there. Naomi is my choice. Also, I 100% agree. I remember us covering, or there was a few going around a couple months ago during WrestleMania season and before, where Naomi was doing a few interviews, and she did speak about having a child of her own, also taking retirement soon. So we know that this is her last run, and usually for any type of professional, you're raising a kid, you're out at least 3 years. You know, having the first kid, carrying the kid. I mean, carrying the kid, newborn, raising the kid for a bit, and then you have to find the time for a babysitter. All that takes a bit of time. So even if the professional wrestler wants to come back, they got to make sure they're medically ready then to actually, you know, resume their career. aka like Becky Lynch and a few others have done that in their careers. Naomi's my choice. My dark horse, Roxanne Perez.
Not a bad one either.
No, it's
How about you, Whawkins?
so here's the thing going into Money in the Bank, because recently we got a report from I forgot the source of it, but we got a report saying that Triple H is not a big fan of the Money in the Bank concept, and you can kind of tell that just by how he's booked the Money in the Bank in the past like couple years. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was around the time when he started taking command that he had Austin Theory go for and fail a cash in for the U.S. title. And like a lot of the times too, they kind of do at least one of the briefcases very quickly. So like going into this with that in mind, with like that story coming out, I don't have a lot of high hopes for these two matches. And
So you think this one will be the fast cash in, and the men's one will be the long one this time?
no, and if you let me speak with it,
Okay.
So I'm actually going Rhea Ripley on this one. And the reason I'm going Rhea Ripley on this is because of a couple things.
A purple briefcase and brutality.
No. One, we have yet to get a woman fail a Money in the Bank cash in. And I think Rhea Ripley being the first one, especially on somebody like Io, will just make her crash out just harder and just kind of give her more of a turn that she really kind of needs right now as a character. And then two, like if she does cash in successfully, that's something, because like that's the thing, like Rhea right now, she's starting to get into almost, she hasn't gotten there yet, but she's almost gotten to that desperation mode where it's just like she's almost reached that point where it's like, okay, I need to do whatever's necessary to get my title back. And it's like, yeah, I could face Io at, I could do the honorable thing and face her at like Evolution or something, or forget all that. I'm gonna do what I want to do, just kind of similar to what she was doing during the lead up to WrestleMania, whereas like I'm just gonna insert myself in all this. Yeah, I might have lost quote unquote clean, but I'm still gonna insert myself. I'm still gonna make sure that I get my title back. So I could see Rhea like being an opportunistic and cashing in on Io when she's least expecting it. But then, like again, the whole idea of just having a failed cash in right there, and especially having it be like Rhea failing it, that's way more tantalizing to me than anybody else on this list. I think my second choice would be Naomi, because of the exact reasons y'all were talking about, with like her thinking about wanting to be a mother right now, kind of thinking about winding down, and also her character right now is really good, but I'm also on the suspicion that she might get screwed out of it by Jade, and that's how we get to them facing off with each other at Evolution 2. So, and then like the others, I mean, like you said, Alexa has Charlotte, as much as they need to actually build that up. Roxanne, Stephanie, and Giulia still have time to like get main titles.
Yeah.
But they've also got things going on as well. And Stephanie, as much as they could hotshot her towards Io, I think her getting like earning that shot a little differently, other than Money in the Bank, is also more tantalizing. So yeah, I'm going Rhea.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Other dark horse I was going to mention was Alexa Bliss. That was one of the dark horse, because I would love to see that relationship with Charlotte and Alexa having the briefcase instead. And like, oh, Charlotte, you could have had this, but you never made it to Money in the Bank. Oh well, bye. Like, I would also like to see that type of interaction of her being salty as well.
So we have the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, last match that we're going to be talking about. And we have El Grande Americano, Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Penta, Solo Sikoa, and Andrade competing in this match itself. And again, you got some pretty good names in there, -1. And I would probably have to say the person I want to win this match, and it could go either way when it comes to these two people, but I'm going to settle with this one because I feel like this other guy could still get what he wants, and nobody ever said you have to cash in right away. But I'm gonna go with LA Knight mainly because it seems like they're making a pretty big deal as of late that this is his third time participating in this event, and I feel like one of the main reasons why you have Money in the Bank is also to establish new stars. Not saying LA Knight isn't a star, he is, but to really bring him to the next level and actually give him a creative direction outside of what he's doing right now, which is, what is it? So giving it to him, I feel like he could hold on to it for a bit. He can choose whatever he's going to do. We have the draft coming up whenever. He could easily cash in on Monday Night Raw because that's why that's where I want him to go and start everything over.
Yeah.
And this could be something that could really happen with him next year. I don't really see a cash in happening with him this year. If he does it, I could see it happening next year because we have other things going on, which is why I mentioned the other guy, which is Seth Rollins, because if you really wanted to, and it makes sense story purposes, you could give it to Seth Rollins. That way he's pretty much has that golden ticket and he can cash it in whenever he wants to get that heavyweight championship, which is what he said to us when it comes to his mission statement. But I feel like when it comes to Seth Rollins, he doesn't necessarily need the Money in the Bank to get that because he could still get it regardless if hypothetically at SummerSlam him and Jay have a match and then they go up against one another and then he gets the title that way. That's just the sort of way I could see it playing down. Could it go down the Money in the Bank way? Sure. But I kind of rather see it go down the other way for Seth because I just feel like LA Knight really needs it out of a lot of these names. I understand the whole El Grande Americano thing, how he could potentially win it. I saw a lot of people bringing that around. That could be a failed cash in, whatever. I don't particularly see that happening. I feel like if anything, he's probably getting his ass handed to him by a lot of people on here just by looking. He's going to be eating a stomp, a BFT, a Mexican destroyer. He's going to be getting a stomp. He's going to honestly get the last message that he really needs to be involved in a WWE ring because I'm honestly tired of this guy and I'm hoping they do away with it soon. But yeah, LA Knight, I'm going to him.
About just second veto. Everything that Drop said, he gave Lurdy my thoughts perfectly. Aaron has my choice, and also you have literally the event, the venue in Los Angeles. You already have it perfectly with marketing for LA Knight. So, and my dark horse was Seth. So same thing like Drop said. Seth is the perfect choice, and I hope all five of these great gentlemen, Seth, Rollins, LA Knight, Penta, Solo, and Andrade, beat the living shit out of a Grande Americano or whoever, a Chad Gable or whoever the fuck that person is. Because timeline was hilarious. I said, wait a minute, this guy Monday, he don't have the neck tattoo. I'm like, you do know there's a thing called makeup they have in the locker room that they could do, but hey guys,
that doesn't exist.
Yeah, don't exist. But Whawkins, what's your veto? Is it the same like us, LA Knight / Seth being the dark horse, or are you different like the previous one?
So remember my comment earlier about that story about Triple H not liking the Money in the Bank concept?
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. The whole El Grande.
Oh yeah. Because I'm going El Grande Americano.
I hope not, bro. Bro. If we do sidecast, I will flip. I will probably punch my computer on my laptop. No, I will not punch my PC. I will punch my laptop because I don't mind losing that. Fuck no. If Grande wins, I will flip. I will motherfucking be mad. Right now, I'm getting mad about it. Just even think about it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stay quiet. Fuck that bullshit ass fucking no.
So this is as has come tradition with a lot of these predictions. This is my I dare you choice because you want to talk about like you want to really talk about like losing faith in your fandom. Give it to El Grande Americano, and not only that, have him cash in on Vikingo later on in the year and have him have that AAA title. But see, here's the thing with it. Here's the spicy thing with it too. Imagine not only El Grande Americano, an ultra mega heel when it comes to luchadors.
I gotta share this on our screen. Holy fuck!
Oh, please do. Imagine the star that's made for the person who beats him for that title.
Yeah,
like the person in AAA will be a made man by beating and hopefully for a mask versus mask match and all
Honestly,
that,
yeah.
or a mask title. Like, oh, we're getting that tomorrow. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, perfect. Now, see, that's what my heart wants. My heart wants LA Knight. My brain could see Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it makes sense though.
But man, again, I want to test it. I want to test you, WWE. I want to test you, Triple H. Do it. I dare you. I flipping dare
Uh,
you. Set the world on fire. Let your
Please
fandom
don't.
implode on
I mean,
itself. Like,
Please don't.
it's gonna
do
be
it.
it's gonna be the
I
exact
dare
same
you.
thing I saw on Tuesday when JC had her segment. They had a whole bunch of
Mhm.
people showing their reactions online of her winning the title and how they were just completely blown away by it. Like, really, is this happening? They're gonna do some sort of video package on Monday if it were to happen, where they're gonna show everybody's reactions. Like, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, it's definitely in the cards. Like, I can see it, and if we want to play into that thing that he said, I mean, that's definitely one way to play into it very well. Comes to him not
And
caring about it.
the other thing I look at it with it too, because Chad, taking the whole joke aside from it, Chad Gable is going to be part of the Worlds Collide event,
Yeah.
not El Grande Americano,
hmm
and yet like they have him switch. Like, you would think El Grande would be part of Worlds Collide,
Yeah.
but they have
Yeah.
it switched for a reason.
Yeah.
And that reason might be so El Grande wins that Money in the Bank briefcase,
He's current.
and everybody's pissed.
I remember when we were looking over his win to loss ratio. He's currently 7-0 too. So it's like,
Mhm.
as much as I want to look at it as a meme and just play along with it, I can't really say it can't happen, because it's definitely
Yeah.
there.
And especially with like the ill will that just keeps
Yeah.
coming from this company, like time and time again, like, it just, I dare you. I dare you.